Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode here on the YouTube channel. In today's video we have a massive game in the context of European football this season as we host Chelsea at the racecourse. I said I wasn't going to do this game last episode, but well, look at the league table. We currently sit on 50 points, 3 points behind Chelsea and potential to move ahead of them because we have a better goal difference. We also currently sit equal points with Villa, and knowing that if we win our game in hand today, we could go 3 points clear of them with a monstrous goal difference as well. If you are enjoying the content, do give it a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, it really does help out. I have mentioned it a couple of times, my goal by the end of the year is to get towards the 450 subscription mark. I'm currently sitting at 429 as of filming this video. I was sitting below 400 when I started FM24 content this year, so it has really ticked upon very well. So please, if you are watching and you're not subscribed, click that sub button. It is very much appreciated. We also have Luton as well. We're not going to play him in this episode, but I am going to give you guys either A, the ending of the game if it's tight, or B, just the goals and we got through in the fifth round. We've never made it past the fifth round in charge of Wrexham so far in the save, so hopefully we can tick that off by beating Luton there as well, and I'm tempted to go full string in that game. Since we last met, which obviously was the Carabao Cup semi-final, which wasn't too far away, we drew to Leicester, drew to West Ham and beat Leeds. The draw to West Ham's not too bad, considering we scored in the 98th minute for Kostovic. And to be fair, against Leicester, as much as they're not having a great year, to get a point away from home when you've not played well and had only 40% of the ball isn't the worst thing as well. I do have to mention one other thing as well, is Nikola Kostovic, I have been trying to sell. He's wanted by a whole heap of clubs, and I listed him up because he had a value of 66 to like 90, hoping that Al Ittihad would make a bid and go, hello, thank you very much. Unfortunately, not the case. Every time I've offered him out for in and around that figure, they're all saying that they'll only spend 14 to 20 mil. If you have a look at his stats for me, you know, he's got 9 goals in 18 this season, and since we've moved to the poacher role, him and Herman have been scoring. So I don't think there's any real need to sell him at 28 years of age now. And if he does score a goal in this episode, we're going to take him off the transfer list. But I thought it was definitely worth mentioning that I did toot out his services, and it is what it is. In terms of the team, the rest of the team's in pretty good nick. We do look full strength here. Arthur, obviously, Robinson, Origa, Reneke, and your doggy. Mariba and Koulibaly, Pavon, Mikati, Pavlovic, and Herman is all what we normally have up front as well. Important to note with the player progression here, Josh is improving his weaker foot and has now become a Premier League striker, which is always good to see. The bench is also in a pretty good spot too. No Brian Alcaron on the bench though. When we're at full strength, he doesn't quite make it over Arthur and Ceravolo just of yet. Outside of that, there's nothing else really to speak about. There is a youth intake that will eventually come through, which isn't too bad, but it's not the greatest intake, so I did make a signing on deadline day. Now, we have Paulo Roberto, who has got a little bit of potential, is really aggressive, and could be a backup left-back. What I've decided to do is sign another backup left-back along with a right-back, and his name is Andrew Pittman. Now, Pittman's very well-rounded, got 5-star potential, and has got well-rounded technicals as well with marking, passing, tackling, and then obviously some well-rounded physicals. At 6'1", 18 years of age and 5-star potential, to pick this guy up on a deal where a lot of the money is going to be if he plays 50 games for us and over 3 years, I think it was just a no-brainer to bring him in. He's going to play under 21 football for the next 2 seasons, see if he does develop and become homegrown, and then look to loan him out at 2021 before getting him in and around the first team is the plan, as it always is when you sign those youngsters. Also going to lastly mention that I think at the end of this season, unless we're going to go and build a monster squad to tackle Europe, I also don't think it wouldn't be bad to actually look at us investing in a few other English youngsters that are 17 years of age or younger that are interested in coming, just to blossom the under 18s, because as much as they're having a good year this year, the 18s, if you have a look at our 18s, there's no one that's really of note here, and they're starting to not become that great in the 18s as well. And if you look at their matches and competition here in the Division 1 North, they are having a pretty good time of it, and I think with a little bit better youth, they could win it. If you look at our under 21s, however, there is a lot of potential still in and around the 21s, and that's because we've had some good intakes and brought in some very good players previously. Unfortunately, the likes of a Tyler Owen is not really cutting the mustard though, so it's important to mention him too. With that being said, that is the team to start today here against Chelsea. Let's get straight into it. Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We, of course, are live here on stream, so definitely come and check us out there as well. They have a very good squad, this Chelsea side, so let's go recap it here quickly. You know, Coble's still in net, which is great. Reece James is Reece James. Antonio Silva's obviously fantastic. Badiashile still there. Ben Chilwell. Enzo Fernandez looks good. Salcedo. Sterling still at 34, looks elite still. Florian Wirtz is pretty good. Sterling cheap? Sterling, for me, is worth a scout. Now, the main reason he's worth a scout is, I know the money on wage could be astronomical, but in Europe next season, if they let him go on the cheap, I think he's someone that's not too bad. Also want to highlight Bibby I nearly signed, and then I signed the Dominguez, my backup goalkeeper. At 19 years of age, this guy's going to end up playing for Brazil. He looks very good as a wonder kid. Got Nicholas Jackson. Fabinho is at Chelsea after moving from the Saudi League over to Chelsea as a backup. Levi Colwell still there. Moon Ju Young is a South Korean that's already got 10 caps and looks very good as a backup as well. So, it's not too bad. Berger, good to see you in the chat. And he lost the playoff semi-final. Unlucky, mate. You made the playoffs in your first year with a points deduction. Done well. All right, big game here at the racecourse. A new Vamp racecourse, which we sell out every single week against Chelsea, who are ahead of us by 3 points. But if we win this game, we will jump them on goal difference and be inside the top 4. Christian Pavon with the corner finds Pavlovic. Back to Pavon, he can whip in a ball. And Christian Pavon finds Mariba, hits one, and that is in the top bin. We lead 1-0, 3 minutes in against Chelsea. We have beaten them in the Cabaret Cup at home 4-0. We did very well away from home against them as well at Stamford Bridge. And, well, right now, 3 minutes in at home, we are leading 1-0. Points to note in the 4-0 win. Pavon went ballistic, got a couple assists and a goal. And hopefully, that's the start of a few more things to come from Christian Pavon in this game. Berger got a board takeover. Nice to see, Berger. If you are watching on stream, you can let me know a score prediction, even though we've already gone 1-0 up. 60% of the ball here and at home, we look amazing. And it has to be said that at home, we play some amazing football. And I'm very, very happy to see how things go. I do think if I make Europe, Kristovic probably should stay. So I know we listed up our backup striker that can play, but I think he's going to come off the list. I'm regretting that decision that I made this morning with my coffee as Antonio Silva hits the post. But mercifully, it does not hit the post and go in, and we clear it away. And in a game that's a little bit more even than that Cabaret Cup tie, we lead at 1-0. Berger reckons we're going to win 3-1 as well. Nice to see you, Berger. With the prediction there. Anyway, Mariba into Waylon Reneka, who I prefer in these bigger games. I still think there's a room where Cunnington and Oliveira get there. Hermans gets there. Oh, man. I think there's a room where Cunnington and Oliveira do become the centre-backs that will partner Arrigo, not Waylon Reneke moving forward. But yet again, if I make Europe, the guys like Waylon Reneke, Cunnington, Oliveira are all going to be fighting for time and play. So it's not the worst squad to have. Anyway, Nkuku finds Mudryk driving, running, picked off by McAtee. Reece James now. Can he get a shot away? Of course he can. What a save from Arthur, though. This guy is just class in net. 6'6", a big boy. We have a wonder kid keeper that will start for most Premier League sides on our bench, and it's because Arthur just saves most things, if not everything, in most games. He's played over 200 games for me in goal, and I don't see a world where he's not going to stop playing more games. And once he eventually moves to being the backup keeper, I'm going to be very happy that he's English and on my bench, and I don't want to sell him at all. Pavon wins it back. Robertson with an early ball in there. Herman is there. Volleys into the top bin. And that's what we love to see. Robertson ball in. Herman off the shoulder. The poacher's movement is incredible. And, well, he just got beyond his man. And the ball bounced into Herman's path. And, well, he's just gone non-preferred. Left foot on the volley. And there we are. Didn't bounce. It actually looks like he hit it on the full. Thought it was just on the half volley there. But that was a strike and a half. What technique. He's got 18 technique. Non-preferred left peg. And he buries one to go 2-0 up against Chelsea. We're not only looking at European football this season, boys. It could be a top 4 finish, which I cannot believe. Origas throws into Destiny Udogi. Waylon Reneke, backstick. Mariba heads home. He looked offside to me there. Referee's going to check it. I'm not celebrating this one just yet. I do think Mariba is offside, unfortunately. But we currently lead 3-0 if the goal stands. They're celebrating. That generally means goal. We are 3-0 up. 50 minutes in. Well. Udogi, Waylon Reneke, one of their guys, I reckon Antonio Silva, stayed in the 6-yard box just as the ball came in and kept them all on. You'll see it from this angle. He's onside by a mile. But Mariba's there, heads home. It's 3-0. I tell you what, this is scary to see us play this well at home against one of the bigger teams. And we generally, at home, are a dynamite side. I'm pretty happy how things are going. All right, Pavon is dead, and same with Pavlovic. What we're going to do is get Ceravolo on one side, and we're going to get Arthur on the other. I'm going to go with an advanced playmaker on support on one side, and I'm going to... I actually think Arthur plays pretty well as a winger, so I'm going to leave it as it is. With that being said as well, I'm going to get off, considering we've got a big game coming up. It's only 3-0, so maybe we can't do nothing silly. I still think Destiny Udogie is going to come off here for Oliveira. I think that's not a bad call. And I think what I'm actually going to do is get McAtee off Ceravolo into here, and I'm actually going to move Josh out, Josh Herman out wide as an advanced player, as an inside forward on attack with Kristovic in there. Just trying to think. We're 3-0 up. I do want to go full strength against Luton, so I can say I got past the 5th round in this save. In before Luton, FM us at home, and we lose. But, yeah, that's kind of my thinking to take all those boys off. Robertson looks pretty dead too, which is not great, but hopefully we'll be able to get through the 90 because I want him to get that clean sheet boost if we can. And he wins the ball back there. After to Kristovic, good touch. Falls to Ceravolo, who puts it just wide. Would have been nice to see him finish. He's not the most natural finisher, to be fair to him as well. Time ticks away. We are going to go with one last change here in the 65th minute. And I'm going to bring in a few boys that are dead out there. I'm going to bring in Brian Sanchez just to keep him happy over Moriba, I think. But Sanchez is going to start against Luton, and Moriba's going to get a rest, I feel. But anyway, 90 minutes played. We are going to beat Chelsea in a monstrous game here in the league. Now, will we keep a clean sheet or will we concede one late? Let's go find out. Oliveira down the byline. Reece James and Oliveira tussling out there. Finds Herman playing inside forward. Cuts it. Ceravolo's effort well saved by Coble, who narrowed the angle. But Nicholas Jackson now, and they spin out. Is that the highlight? Or are we going to concede down the other end? We have a habit of conceding and absolutely hate it. Corner now in the 94th minute. Icing on the cake. Arthur assist. Ball in. Unfortunate. Waylon Reneke, though, does well. Ceravolo. Sanchez off the bench. Wasn't far. Would have been a nice way to finish off the game with an absolute power drive. But what a performance. 3-0. We have battered Chelsea, who are in direct fight to go and get into the top 4 with. And that puts us in 4th. That was an extraordinary performance. And we're going to do that against Luton. I don't see a world where Luton do what they do against us. With 10 games to go, we are 3 points clear of Aston Villa in 6th. We are, 8 points clear of Tottenham and 9 points clear of Tottenham. 9 points clear of Newcastle. And more importantly, we're 11 points clear of Manchester United, who do have a game in hand. But I just don't see a world where we're finishing anything lower than 7th, realistically, this season. And if that's the case and our home form continues, I really think we're going to finish inside the top 4. And we're going to be playing Champions League football next season in charge of Wrexham, and that's going to be absolutely awesome. As promised, I am going to give you guys the end result here against Luton, just so we can say that we got through the 5th round of the FA Cup as well. I'll see you guys in a second. Do not go anywhere. The Luton goal is coming up right now. Well, YouTube, if you can see that we've got the draw for the quarterfinal on screen for the FA Cup, it means we definitely got through against Luton. Let's show you the goals here quickly first. 4-1 win. We were dominant. They did get about a 2-1 for Kusuke Asari, who's a 6'5", 21-year-old that looks this good at Spurs. He's definitely worth keeping an eye out in your saves. But, yeah, we were pretty dominant and 61% of the ball, 3.19 XG. And Kristovic could have scored a second if Arthur wasn't offside. But we played pretty well here with a slightly rotated side. We played Oliveira and Cunnington at centre-back. And Arthur started as well. We also started Sanchez. And by the time the game's end, Davies was on the park. Palongi was on the park. All the, fringy sort of guys. Fortunately, Kem Crook can't play in the cup because he's cup tied. Or else Kem Crook, the new right back, would have played in there too. As you can see there, Kasuki Sari at 6'5", winning headers. That's what he does. But yeah, the goals for us were pretty standard, and we look good. Good bit of football here. Like, look at the one-touchness of that. That's just so beautiful between all the youngsters there. Robertson, Koulibaly, Ceravolo, Arthur, and of course the ending of Herman there was a fantastic finish. Ball in the box. Kristovic front stick header. Boop. Nice little header too, and that was the goal that rounded up the 4-1 draw. So the last thing we're going to do is give you guys the draw here in the FA Cup. As you can see, it's Man City or Oxford. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Manchester City. Man United, Brentford, you actually don't know. Arsenal, Brighton, Newcastle, Spurs, and myself. I really think if we want to make it to Wembley, we want a home tie against Brighton. But as long as we get drawn at home, we can beat any of these sides on any given day. Can Oxford just do a job against Man City? That would be fine. We're going to put it up to 3 times speed. Mark Overmars is apparently the one drawing it out. Brighton, away. I'll take it if we could, please. This would be a great chance to make it to Wembley for the first time in the save. Won't be us. All right, now we need to make sure we get drawn at home or else we're in trouble. It's Newcastle. I don't want to really go away to the Toon. That would be difficult. It's Oxford and Man City. It's good we avoid Man City. That's fine. All right, at home, please. It's not. Spurs out the rest of this list is a team you really probably want. It is us. We're going to go away from home against Spurs. There we are. Spurs, as you can see, currently in our safe sit 7th. It's not the easiest game. They're in charge by Emir, who I can't pronounce his last name. They still have a very good side and a lot of players here too. Apparently Rafinha's here at 32 years of age. That's didn't realise that. How much did they pay for Rafinha? Not much, 19 mil. That is actually dirt cheap. But yeah, look, they still have a very good squad. Obviously, Mickey van der Ven is fantastic. And that's probably going to be the next episode for you boys. Is going to be the quarterfinal against Spurs, knowing that if we get through that, we're going to be at Wembley for the first time in the save. With that being said, thank you very much for joining us for another episode. Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys for the next episode where we play Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with a chance to make it to Wembley.